Good evening. It's Thursday, August 25th, 2022. Welcome back to BoomerRexTonight, your nearly daily source for news and politics. I'm RisenLadyHeathen. Hey, asshole. What separates our show from other millennial news podcasts?
That we have now realized that Sleet's entire contribution can be taken over by an equivalently, 20-year-old cat.
That's not nice.
Well, he's 2 in people years, so
Yeah.
he's cuter.
Is it really 2? Fuck. Yeah,
We have a
getting there.
boomer, and not just any boomer. We have Mr. BoomerRex himself.
Yeah, good evening.
You two eat, sleep, and breathe politics, and I'm still learning that's 3 unique perspectives we share along with the facts from our literal round table. I miss our other opening.
And we had another opening?
Yeah, with sleep.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
No, and I miss Sleet.
I miss his Oculus.
Yes.
That's still the best joke ever.
I know.
All right.
It was interesting, though. Those are interesting toys.
For sure. Sorry we didn't do a show last night. It turns out that
I'm not. I was busy doing stuff.
12
Boomer Rex
hours
was having his oil change.
things with BoomerX and then having to deal with trailer living is less fun than one would think. So it just wasn't happening last night. So we apologize for that. But we're back, and let's dig right into our headlines. Standing tall 7 million years ago. What's going on here?
So, the oldest known representative of the human species, Sahelanthropus chadenus. It's the oldest representative of the human species.
The hideous chud.
They walked erect 7 million years ago.
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
So we've been walking erect for quite. They could still climb trees like crazy, but anyway, and that's based on an analysis of the thigh and the forearm and so forth.
Fair?
So anyway, they had a number of samples and they compared them to chimpanzees, which is our closest,
Yep.
Living
So,
relative.
yeah. Who do not walk erect
Right.
for long periods. So anyway, we've been standing tall for 7 million years. Way to go, humanity.
Yeah, did you see the new thing about the connection with us and Neanderthals and how we bred with them?
Oh yeah, no, there's lots of Neanderthal genes.
No, but there was an interesting new article about it that I wasn't sure if you had stumbled across. So yeah, it's interesting because we've known that was a thing, but I guess they have more details
you
of
get white
when it
people.
happened, how it happened, and
Fuck
that.
a farm animal. Get a white person.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So
Sapiens are horrible. You know it wasn't nice. Sure, there were some times when it was probably nice, but that's like trying to tell me about Jefferson's dating tactics.
what are those fools smoking?
Oh man, the Russians have just gotten ridiculous.
Oh, they fucked this up, I think.
While Ukraine was celebrating its 31st Independence Day from Russia, the Kremlin propagandists on state television promoted the idea that someday the people of Ukraine will lock arms with their Russian counterparts and invade Germany and Poland.
And
Hey, assholes, in living memory, you have enemies who will never forget.
Yeah.
Putin has fucked you beyond your wildest imagination.
He may have turned. So Kissinger gets a lot of yardage for saying it's important that the West remember China is an Asian country. And I've gotten good yardage on using that line fairly freely because it's a lot true.
Yeah.
Putin may have made it irreversibly true.
Yeah.
Right? That Putin may have put you out of the benefit of being white people.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's great that there's that big a disparity between the two, but there is in fucking arguably one.
But the one thing that Russia isn't is European.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're Cossacks. Fuck them.
Yeah. No, and are we talking about the nuclear plant at some point tonight?
For those that don't know, what's
Yeah.
the term Cossacks from?
It was a tribe that the Tsars used to put down.
Still uses.
They
Cossack
still use-
militias are still a thing.
Okay. To put down civil unrest.
It's basically
Because they had no connections to the society.
Yeah.
They happily ride in and use their sabers on children.
Yep. Nice.
So wait, that sounds just like the Russians.
Everyone does.
Damn. So,
Hey. Okay. Are we gonna move on
yes.
to Ukraine? Okay, cool.
So,
Speaking
crap.
of Ukraine,
You know, I should practice the. You know that big nuclear power plant with the 6 reactors in Ukraine?
Yeah.
Well, it was separated from the Ukrainian grid today.
That doesn't sound good.
Well, you could think, well, maybe they're trying to punish the Ukrainians and so forth. Except that's where the electricity for the cooling pumps comes from.
oh, wonderful.
So they started their generators, and until they have returned to the fucking grid and are running their coolant pumps from the grid, you have the possibility of a meltdown.
And
at that
Russia
plant.
fucked up. Russia fucked this all up. Russia has fucked themselves so bad we should break their little spine over it. Because they made that babbledy threat to Germany and Poland.
Yeah.
They have now threatened nuclear terrorism against NATO member nations.
Yes.
Right, I would move us to DEFCON 3, which will tank the global economy. Well, it'll wiggle the global economy, which will make every oligarch everywhere go, oh, we need to start killing Russian rich kids. Right, they need to be taken out of the pool because the thing that the buffet that the rich kids are just eating off of at the top
Yep.
can be taken away by nuclear fire. It's one of the few things they genuinely fucking fear.
They should.
Because
Actually, given their inability to defend the site and the fact that they're using
I
it
would
to
take-
hide
yes.
military vehicles, we have satellite photos and we have photos taken on the ground that show Russian troops hiding in that nuclear plant, right? Because they can't be attacked there.
No, something bad's going to happen to that nuclear plant, and then something bad's going to happen to Russia. I'm just saying.
I think we need to send NATO in to secure the plant.
I think
I
there
agree.
are 1,200 SEALs in existence. It's one of the few things I would tack jump the SEALs
Yeah,
on.
cool.
All of them.
Yeah, they'll pop
Shoot
out.
everyone.
Then we can drive the tanks in because it's not like a Russian tank is
The
going to
SEALs
push a
will be
U.S.
popping
tank
out of
off
those-
anything.
And popping out of those pools like, we're here, motherfuckers! Let's
Yeah.
go! Now we're radioactive!
No, the thing
Fuck
you should be afraid
Fuck
of
you.
is seals. With seals is they'll pop out of the fucking toilet.
Yes!
Which I'm sure this plant is radioactive now. No, this is one of those things that, right, we have right now we've got a reason to escalate this.
Yeah.
Right, if everyone's been talking about Russia's escalate to de-escalate, that also means that's a tactic they would understand and a prism through which they see most things. It is time to do that.
No, and again,
I'm all in.
Yep.
the bombing of the people celebrating in Ukraine was just despicable
Standard
and
Pootie boy
just
shit.
a standard bullshit and terrible and fucking.
It's shitty
I
and it's
have-
how modern countries steal other countries.
I have been just more and more impressed the more I hear about President Zelensky.
Oh, yeah.
And how he handles this. Like, this man might very well, Putin, if you don't watch yourself, become king of fucking Ukraine. And then you're in a lot of trouble. Like, this is
I
gonna
think
be-
Russia's in enough trouble now. They may be ending up property of Ukraine.
I think they're in enough trouble they may wind up worshiping the Chinese.
Yeah, no, that's the other choice. And
They're
No,
only-
Putin has gone out to anger every real country on the face of the planet.
and threaten everybody. He's
Well,
threatened
except
America,
China
he's
and-
threatened Germany, he's threatened Poland,
Yeah, all the weird
Norway's
countries.
shaking in its boots, fucking Sweden's like, we're in NATO now, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Fucking Sweden! You
the Cold War
Sweden
didn't
joined the
get
group.
Finland and Sweden off the fence.
I mean,
Yeah.
we were raised with the saying, like, I'm Switzerland in this fight, because Switzerland never took sides. Russia fucked up bad enough that Switzerland was, we're taking sides. We're
Yeah.
out.
You know why the Switzerland doesn't look like all the other places we hide money globally? And so they can take their families there to go skiing.
Oh, okay.
That is literally because you look at everywhere else that we hide money,
Uh-huh.
and it's an open air sewer. Right, it is just the worst
But we'd like
places
to
on
ski.
planet Earth. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
and it's got white people in it, and there's some reason we don't fuck up countries that have white people in it.
I know. Sad. Anyway, so we'll keep an eye on this because
Yeah,
if
this
they
is
don't get
not
their fucking
good.
generators stopped and their power back,
Yeah.
you have what is basically the early phases of a catastrophic meltdown.
Yep. No, and the fact that they have already used it to threaten Germany and Poland,
Yeah.
then, right, hey, Russia, you're the bigger country. You're the one we can hold responsible for this. If nothing else, we already have
It's
your
got your
assets.
fucking troops on it.
Yeah. You're a superpower, aren't you?
No,
Yeah.
we need to get NATO in there to control that until this is all sorted out, because the last thing that anybody wants is a nuclear issue.
Yeah.
And Russia is aggressively, obviously knows nothing about how to handle nuclear anything because they're doing such a piss poor fucking job of it. Let's send in some neutral parties. Everybody gets the finger. You're all out.
Yep.
We're going to sort this out.
No, I'd call them on it. This is their escalation to de-escalate. Awesome. You need to de-escalate greatly, and at this point, I'm pretty sure that means you're going to have to give back Crimea. I don't give a fuck what lies you've told, but... Because the other choice is we can have a war, and you can nuke whoever you want, but it will be you against everyone, and if you want to make that a non-conventional fight, say goodbye to the Hermitage, we will burn your society down. We will we will commit war crimes, because what the fuck does it matter after the first city goes?
Yeah. Oh, well.
Oh, well. All right, let's move on. There should be consequences. Please, I need good news.
I always love it when a maggot.
Ah, yes. I actually like this one.
So the dentist in Rochester, New York, is bitterly complaining that he lost clients after his Juneteenth mocking pool party. Got exposed in a lawsuit filed by a black firefighter who claimed he was forced by his boss to attend.
That should cost that fire department a lot.
That fire department should be fucking shut down. Or everyone should be fired and you rehire new fire.
I would certainly be tempted to fire officers freely from that thing. Oh, Chief so-and-so liked you? Good, you're fired for that reason. What the fuck?
So no, and again, the chief could be a great guy.
No, he
except
can't.
He's running a department
He can't.
where one of his firefighters
fine.
was afraid to go and say, hey, I'm being pushed to attend this party I really don't want to go to. You know,
This racist party that other people are going to. That's a problem. If you're letting that happen, you're a bad fucking leader. Mm-hmm. You're probably a bad fucking person. It's like that Epstein shithead friend that died today. Anyway.
No, and
prominently featured Juneteenth flags over buckets of fried chicken.
Yeah, no, fuck them.
You know, it's just standard thing. Anyway, he's saying, it's the toll it's taken on him professionally, and clients have ditched him after learning about the party.
I don't think it was the party so much.
I think you should
We're
have
doing
thought
the next
about that
part?
before you decided to be a racist piece of shit in
Are we
public.
talking about his Twitter
Fuck
profile?
Wife's Twitter profile.
No, sure. That's what I'd say too. Look at all the ballers that get their age treatments delivered to their wife.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Anyway,
No,
there appear to have been some consequences. Oh, shock.
No, we
So
need to talk about the
sad.
virulently racist Twitter profile that they have that they claim is just a persona on the internet.
Yeah.
So great, just one more street preacher babbling nonsense into the because the internet needed that. That was a voice that was underrepresented on the internet.
Right, absolutely.
Fuck you.
Fucking hipster racist. Great. I have
He
enough
could
problem
have
with
been in the just fuck 'em column
Do
too.
you know what? He should be happy that he didn't get fucking shot. That's what he should be. Okay.
this is fucking dumb.
Yeah. I just,
Yeah.
who do these people think they are?
I tell you exactly who these people think they are. They think that they're Americans and they could do whatever the fuck they want with no consequences. And guess what? That's not how America works.
Certainly not how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
No, it's how it does work, but it's not
Yes,
how
again,
it's
that's
supposed.
why we are a failed state.
Yeah, because what they're doing is auditioning for overseer, which is as
Yeah,
high as the
exactly.
social climber believes they can climb. That's why they're very interested in the rules and the other garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, just very bad at following them. Anyway.
No,
So
exactly.
next up is 2024. Trump has been doing a fabulous job making it all about him, which means that he's getting all the money, which of course, well,
Yes.
we won't talk about where the money goes, but it's not going,
12 million in prepaid cards is weird.
yeah, just a bit. Anyway, so there are lots of districts where the Republican candidates don't have enough money and the pool's already dried up because the maggots have been grifted so many times by Trump
Yep.
that they don't have any money left. And so,
It's a bad thing.
Marco Rubio doesn't, Oz doesn't, J.D. Vance doesn't. Oh, shucks, guys.
Yep. That
So
does
we've
make
got
the
him
base
putting-
infinitely more dangerous.
It's what?
If the base is tapped out,
Yeah.
as long as it's per cycle, we're fine. Right, but I really worry about the monkey that throws its last coins in to get a MAGA hat and
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah. I find that amusing. Saw shucks.
some Trumps are more equal than others, I guess.
Yeah. Gotta love it.
It is funny watching the mask fall away from Oz as they get more and more desperate.
Yeah.
Because he used to be one of Oprah's pals, and like Oprah's the fucking problem. It looks a lot like a lot of kids get molested in Oprah's orbit.
Ooh.
And from her creepy school, which I agree, like that's just gonna happen, right? You create a school in nowhere, you're gonna get some of that. But then there's the whole Cash for Kids scandal that's wrapped up in like half the other things she created. So
Ugh.
people like Oz, I'm not, but
Yeah.
Oprah, I don't think does anything bad, I guess, or sure, or whatever. But
Right.
a lot of criminal motherfuckers in her orbit.
Yep. Do seem to be.
Well, anyway, so let's move on to just fuck 'em. Got a bunch of stuff here.
So, all right, after wishing Barack Obama would die of mad cow disease, praising Hitler, spreading COVID misinformation on Facebook, and calling for U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland to be executed, Carl Palladino lost his party's nomination.
No.
Oh, shucks.
Is sweet.
I call
it's-
this Carl Polino's misinformation campaigns finally bite him.
Well, the best part about this is Elise Stefanik was hip deep in it trying to help him. So now we know what her advice is worth.
Yep.
Nothing. Yeah.
So, yeah, sometimes bad things happen to bad people. Fuck them.
Well, this next story fucking makes me fucking mad.
I love it. So they managed to overturn Roe v. Wade. So you know what the Christian nationalists are after now?
What's that?
Got a far-right preacher, right, known for his rants about
yes.
LGBTQ and so forth, calling for men to burn their wives' pants because that's cross-dressing.
Fucking do it, bro.
Fucking, if your husband
Get your
burns
crazy
your
up.
pants, you burn all of his clothing and then his house down. Don't actually do that. Don't do the crimes. But
I think hold
seriously.
yourself divorced and leave.
So anyway, this is a clown leader who has recommended killing gays and so forth and so on. Yeah, fucking.
Yeah, I got clown. You already said there's a church involved.
But he says, people get so riled up and it's an abomination and God hates them, and well, it isn't, it's you're a cross-dresser, you're an abomination too, and obviously it's not as bad, but now what should we know? And said, you're a woman, you may own any pants, throw them away, light them on fire, and if you're a man, your wife has pants, throw them away, and if she yells at you, so be it, throw them away. That's a good fight to be in.
So he said throw them away, not set them on fire. He advised the women to set them on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't understand. What the fuck?
Women have
This is
been
what
wearing
passes for
pants.
leadership in a
There
church?
is a
fucking
reason
generations.
we call them the American
Yes. I
Taliban.
just wish they weren't winning like the Afghan Taliban did.
It sounds like this guy might be a little bit mad that it's a little bit harder to stick your dick in something that's wearing pants. Takes an extra 30 seconds or more. I hate these people. It's so fucking offensive. It makes me want to go out and buy all the pants. Wear men's pants, specifically.
Well, the advantage to that is it would have pockets.
I used to when I was younger because I knew my size, but I
Yeah.
don't know my size in men's anymore, so... But I used to love wearing men's jeans. They're way more comfortable,
Oh, yeah.
especially the baggy. I used to love the Levi's baggy because I would wear them like up on top of my hips and I wouldn't get that crotch rub that you'd get when you try to wear the regular ones because they have the baggy crotch. So I could wear them on my hips. It was very comfy. They were wonderful.
Cool.
All
I
right.
always liked the field pants with the extra big pockets. but-
Ooh, yeah.
Those are apparently-
Cargo pants are what I lived in.
Yeah.
More pockets, the better.
So anyway, let's see what else is going on. WRAL reports that North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, the highest-ranking Republican in the state, called for eliminating science and history classes from elementary schools. Said he'd work to keep history, science, and a number of other subjects out of the 1st through 5th grade. Oh my God.
Fucking
We don't
burn
need
it
to be
down.
teaching science. We surely don't need to be talking about equality and social justice.
No, definitely not. What the fuck is wrong with these idiots?
And he reaffirmed his personal views on climate change, saying, guess what? Most of the people in North Carolina know global warming is junk science.
Yeah.
Yeah, idiots.
No, you mean
And he's
North
in the-
Carolina
he's
that
in
keeps
the
getting
Herschel-
hit with hurricanes?
He's in the Herschel Walker kind of dumb class. Oh my God.
So stupid. I just can't.
Now,
Just can't with these
Yeah, just
fucking
fuck 'em.
people.
oh God. So, Fox News host Tucker Carlson went off the deep end, suggesting that Biden was having the FDA put in drugs that cause drugs into milk that turn kids trans. And just, and you've got maggots who listen to this shit.
Yep. If the Taliban is a roadmap, once they achieve 731,557 forces, they will take control of the United States.
All right, I'm sorry, what was it?
Once, if Afghanistan is any roadmap,
Yeah.
so Afghanistan was conquered by 80,000 committed fighters, right? Or at least that's the convenient number I can find for how many forces the Taliban has.
Okay.
So they conquered a country of 39 million with 80,000.
So we need about 800,000.
Yep.
Yep. Cool.
Again, that's people they can put in the streets and gun in their hand. But
yeah,
and I think that number is probably high because the number I heard when it was actually happening was closer to Taliban could put 20,000 fighters out.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised.
All right, Boomer Rex is about damn time.
So, Department of Justice is asking for a 17-and-a-half-year prison sentence for former New York Police Department officer Thomas Webster, who was convicted in May of assaulting a police officer during an attack. He's called the eye gouger. He assaulted D.C. police officer Noah Rathburn with an aluminum Marine Corps flagpole. The panel of 8 women and 4 men also found him guilty of interfering with police in a riot and trespassing, disorderly conduct, violent conduct while carrying a deadly or dangerous weapon. So, anyway, we're going to have a new winner in how badly can one of the maggots be fucked over their participation in the insurrection.
Fuck 'em.
So this would be much longer than the second place winner, well, the first place winner at this point, the leader in the clubhouse, right, this guy Reffitt, with a sentence of 7 years and 3 months.
Right.
So we'll see how it turns out. Sentencing coming right up.
Good. Fucking dumb.
Yep.
No, this is
You
one
stab a cop with a...
Problem is, I can't come up with a federal lever to have a reason for it. But let's say it's attached to the selling of weapons at the backs of trucks.
If the cop was black, I'd also call it a hate crime.
I think being a police officer should be like committing a crime in body armor or any of the other things that just automatically doubles the penalty.
Yeah.
That's not even discussed. It's not said to anybody. It isn't right. It cannot be read in court or anything else.
Yep.
Right? Because I don't want a sentence skewed based on that. I want their opinion of what the penalty should be.
Yep.
And then I want it doubled because you did it under color of authority.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. No, and there's an awful lot of that going
on.
on.
A lot more than
this is one of the things I actually will say nice about police. I believe they are task saturated on keeping the Nazis out. And are failing. But again, when you're busy bailing the ship, that's all you have time to do.
Yeah.
Right, and it's one of the things, because fucking idiots I know love to point out, well, it's routine that police departments won't hire people if they max the intelligence test. Abso-fucking-lutely. The last thing I want is someone bored with a badge. Because I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to invent a whole new kind of criminal or evil or something.
Yeah.
So.
No, this is crazy. And again, it needs to fucking stop.
Yeah.
They will need us to do something. Because again, I think the police are busy trying to. First off, we made it so police have to self-fund. Right? If they don't take enough money from you. Right, your local police don't take enough money from you, they probably don't get a police academy this year. And I don't know any police department that doesn't need more cops.
Agreed. No, there's got to be a way to...
Either from the good ones getting out or the bad ones getting promoted, No,
I mean, there's got to be some way to federally fund...
We're already dropping $6 billion into cops. At the federal level. So, I'm willing to say, sure, we can continue this.
Well, but some of that went to militarizing the police,
absolutely.
Which I think was a huge waste of money.
For sure.
And excessive for no
That
purpose.
is also largely, right, one of the things that I regret. We no longer teach people that the federal government is an insurance company with an army. Right, local governments are schools that have a police force. So those are kind of the only things they can do, right? So unless like your problem is solved well by Humvees or automatic weapons, right? Federal government doesn't have a lot for you,
Yeah.
right? All the like psychologists they own are busy doing stuff.
Right.
So they can give money, but every time we've tried block grants, they just disappear and not right.
And you don't get much for them.
It's what's the hell that American aid from the 70s we gave to Africa, where like 30% hit the ground.
Yeah. The rest of it
Yeah.
got skimmed off on the way.
Yep.
Well,
And
you
that's
got to
the
have a
big-
study, and I've
Oh,
got
yeah.
just the guy to conduct the
Uh-huh.
study. And yep. No.
All right, dumbass of the day. Who wins the crown?
All right. So Laura Loomer, who lost her primary, has declared that the congressional seat in Florida's 11th district is mine for the taking. I'm actually the congresswoman from Florida's 11th district, and everyone knows it. In fact, everyone knows she lost to Webster, her opponent.
Look out the internet. It's about to get bright.
She said she would not stop trying to defeat Webster in the GOP primary he lost, even if she ended up killing him.
It's weird.
Is that, no, it's a new grift.
No, I think they got moved.
They what?
Yeah.
It's just
No.
a new grift. You say the election was bad and ask for money to contest the election.
I see it as a timeline, or right, evolutionary, whatever.
Yeah.
The Queen of Canada on one end, Laura Loomer in the middle, because this is infinitely more about the Supreme Court's going to hear a case this year about the Supreme Legislature, I believe is the theory. And that says that the legislature in your state can just overrule the voters.
Yeah. And send their own slate of electors or
Yep.
whatever.
Oh, that.
Well, because you see, you're supposed to elect the local ones and then burger, and
That is the Christian nationalist goal.
that
They
is the
don't want
Republican
you
Party's
voting.
fucking goal.
Yes.
That is conservative Republicans' goal.
Yeah.
And if it's not, they might want to get out and get in the way of it, because it's not some offshoot. It's not the fringe. Right? That's how we got here, was pretending that, oh no, it's only some though.
Right.
No, this is the group we put on the court. So anyway, we shall see how it goes.
All right, Marjorie Taylor Greene's smokescreen of the day. What's this idiot talking about now?
So I hate it when I agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene, even for a sentence. But she claimed that Joe Biden's move to forgive some student loans was rewarding people who want her murdered. Well, not murdered. Run over by a campaign bus would be okay.
Some sort of
It is.
weird accidental thing
What I'm more
that
curious-
happens to happen. I'm okay with.
So she's really upset about the relief, $10,000 in student loan debt and $20,000 for some Pell Grant recipients. Hey, Marjorie, what about the $148,000 in payroll loans that you got during COVID? Have you paid those back?
180,000.
I thought it was 148. Did
I don't know.
get
I'm
it
looking
wrong?
at the White House's tweet about it.
Oh, cool. All right.
So if the White House is going to put her in the boards and say it was
But she's
180,000,
special, and
It's-
and it should be okay for her.
no, it comes from this thing that started in the 70s with movement conservatism, that if you're too stupid to grift, then you deserve to have a peasant experience in America. Frank, 180,000 for payroll for a construction company that, yeah,
May or may not have existed.
yeah.
Yeah, kind of odd. Well, as you know,
That's why none of it made it
the
down
rich
to the,
do what they will, and the poor do what they must.
and why none of the PPP made it down to the small business
I
owners.
know. Well, because you had people in Congress who
Yes.
were telling the bankers what it was going to look like.
I have
And the
people in
bankers were
Congress who
busy
were getting
queuing
the
up.
loans.
No, but the point was the
Yeah.
banks were queuing up their rich customers to get them.
Yes.
So,
What I'm gonna say is, for those of you who are all butthurt that a couple of people are going to be helped out by this, need to understand that my generation was promised that if we went to college and paid all that money, that we would get good paying jobs. I have more than a couple of friends
Yep.
who have gone to college and owe tens of thousands of dollars that they will never be able to afford to pay back. And they were getting the same pay as me, who never went to college.
And it's worse than that, because those kids create a blood clot, and now the college kids are the ones running the fry later or whatever.
yeah.
And so you've now deadheaded, right, the non-college track kids.
Yep.
No, it's the most
And
horrific thing I've seen us do.
I had another
That doesn't have a
friend.
body count.
I had another friend who the only reason why she was able to afford to go to college is because her work paid for it. Now, the problem with that is that now that she's finished college, she still has to work for the shitty company that she hates until for another 2 years because they paid for her college. And that's some bullshit.
Luckily, she's smart enough not to let them know.
She makes a lot of money. She should be able to afford it on her own. But because of the way that colleges have increased their whatevers and the fact that the minimum wage has not gone up as it should have, people are not getting paid enough money to afford these things anymore. So yeah, you had a smooth, nice ride, and I'm happy for you. You were able to pay your college debt by opening a small business when you were in your 20s. That sounds delightful. No millennial or Gen Zer can fucking do that. It is not possible in the world today. Fuck you. Shut up, sit down, and think about what you fucking said. All this Facebook bullshit I've been seeing infuriates me. Shut the fuck up.
Facebook tried to get me to kill the financial district in Boston. Well, tried to get me to kill myself, but I'm like scared to go places by myself, so I was gonna bring a lot of friends.
Now the
No, when they admitted that they were that they took half of their users and fed them negative content, that absolutely follows what happened to my Facebook experience.
Interesting.
So, now.
Was it a test thing to see what would
Facebook
happen?
wanted to see what they could do. Like early 2006, 2007, it was weird.
Fuck you, business daddy.
Yeah.
seems to me there might be
Yeah. Seems like a fair amount of legal cause there.
Yeah.
There's certainly articulable damages.
yeah.
So, no,
That'd make a great class action suit.
Yep.
Stupid. Alright. Updates with BoomerRex health threats.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. I'm surprising.
Well, colleges are coming back, right? They're opening. And we've been talking about monkeypox, but one of the things that has been missing, right, are the congregate locations, right? Because that's what college is all about. You've got dorms and classes and so forth. And so the concern is that monkeypox will get into the collegiate ranks and spread. Because you share rooms with people and you borrow their clothes and
Fuck on every semi-flat surface.
yeah. Well, I wasn't going to say that, but yeah,
That has been my college
Absolutely.
experience.
yeah.
Certainly when I'm visiting colleges. Because college kids, you can just walk up if they're standing there partying and you go,
Basically,
woo, give me a beer.
if you want to go to college, get a monkeypox vaccine. Just do that. Save yourself some
and it's
trouble.
available.
Yep.
Yeah. All teenagers at this point, go to your doctor and ask for a monkeypox vaccine. If you're 17 or older, they don't even have to tell your parents, so it's fine.
So anyway, the medical advice is socialize with social distancing, limit skin contact to people you know or folks with whom you can discuss your risks and their risks. Right. So
Or
a
just get the
standard.
vaccine.
Utter
Have your
nonsense.
friends get the vaccine.
The hand-wringy bullshit the medical kids do when they know we're not going to do anything.
Well, I mean, it's good advice. It's just
Sure.
that we aren't going to follow it.
Yeah.
Do you realize this actually, right? So now you have the possibility in the college dormitories and so forth of having people get monkeypox from toilet seats, which was always the big,
Yep.
Oh,
This
God.
is... No, and the government has not covered itself in glory here, letting 20 million vaccinations expire because derp.
Oh no, we need to go through all of our medical stuff because as we found pre-pandemic, we were
need to go
not
through
prepared.
all of our
We have no
stuff.
public health system. I don't know why anybody talks about
We
it.
don't have any system, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, no, if you've got money, there's a system.
Yeah,
that will
fine.
happily relieve you of money.
I'm
to
saying
provide
point in
medical-
any random direction and tell me what part of the government you think works.
Oh,
aside
yes.
from the part where it gives money to itself or the people who just
The
left
rich
it.
folks. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. The kleptogarchs.
Again, I was fine with throwing away the key on fucking Pelosi's husband because he's had a really nice life. He's gotten away with a lot of crimes. This is one too far. Sorry, buddy.
Yep.
We've sent people to jail for life just to send a message to a community.
Yep.
Yes, I'd like to send a community message to the rich white asshole community. Stop doing crimes. But don't worry, that one charity he's involved with made him send his card back. Took his name off something.
Yeah.
All right, climate weirding.
So this one, I've got a fair amount on this. Because there have been some things that didn't make sense. Between 1895 and 2016, the average U.S. temperature rose by 1.8 Fahrenheit. With much of that warming coming after 1970. Yet in the second half of the 20th century, the hot, muggy Southeast bucked that trend, and their average temperatures didn't rise. In fact, they cooled by as much as a degree. Scientists
Oh
called
shit,
it
they
a
made
war-
a swamp cooler.
Scientists called this a warming hole and didn't understand it. We now are beginning to.
What happened?
They converted a lot of space into nurseries for trees.
Cute.
And so they now have about 70% of Alabama is now forested, most of it on public land, right? They're raising pines,
Trees. Yeah.
right? So it shields the ground.
Cute.
You don't get as warm. It's interesting.
My God, the South, you could be a model for something, not a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
That's got to feel weird for you.
That's why I put it in here, was you can plant stuff. The big thing is after you get through growing it, you can't burn it.
Yeah, you can burn some.
Yeah. So anyway, next up is we've seen a shift in how we're attacking climate change.
Okay.
For years and years and years, what we talked about was, well, let's put a tax on carbon and so forth and so on.
That's what happens when you're constrained by using market forces.
Well, that was their view, was that market forces would do it, except we never managed to impose any meaningful carbon tax. And the fellow who was the biggest proponent of this proposed that each ton of emissions causes $43 of economic burden.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds kind of low, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Anyway, so European countries tend to run around $120 per ton.
Fair.
But the point was it didn't work. You're not going to impose taxes on the kleptocrats. It just didn't happen.
No,
But
they're gonna
we've reached a point
put their
where there
money
are
into
some
keeping
solutions,
that shit from happening.
and some of those offer economic advantages like solar power, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
So if you can pump some money into it, right, give them a little economy of scale and so forth and get
Yep.
them rolling, you might actually have people reducing their carbon costs by converting.
Yep.
So anyway, it's an interesting concept, and that's what the Biden thing does, right? So
Yeah.
it's a shift in how the federal government is approaching trying to limit climate change. And then the final one is this. We've sat here at this table and talked about how there was no commitment to treating climate challenge and so forth. Turns out that's pluralistic ignorance. It's our view of how others believe or behave. Turns out that we're living in a false social reality. We have a near universal perception that public opinion is the opposite of public sentiment on climate change. 66 to 80% of Americans support policies that will reduce climate change.
Yep.
But when you poll them, they believe that only 37 to 43%
Yep.
support those. So there is support out there for things that will do meaningful change on climate looting. So again, I didn't know this, and I'm kind of interested that it's true. So,
Oh, yeah.
cool. Let's see where we can go with this.
No, I trust the American people. It's one of the
Yeah.
annoying parts about the handful of Republicans I've got left that I can talk to.
Yep.
Is neither party is being served well by their leadership.
No.
Just one of them's leadership is trying to get rid of democracy.
Yep. Well, so the kleptocrats will be completely in charge.
It's what they've always wanted. It's how capitalism do. We've known this since
Well,
Babylonia.
as you say, they're interviewing for overseer,
Yes.
right? Now look at Mitch McConnell. That's exactly the job he
That's
wants.
what every social climber I know is.
So anyway, here's another one. Is much of the rural population is aware of what's happening in climate change.
They might want to vote
and,
like that.
and might want to vote that way, right? While they can still run around outside,
While
and
they can
still
still
have
vote.
rivers that run, and while they can still vote. Because I assure you, the first
still have most rivers that sort of run some of the time. Because let's be honest, a lot of these rivers are getting dried up for absolutely no fucking good purpose.
yeah, no,
Except for bad water fucking
right? Look at the
management.
Colorado, look
Yeah.
at the Rio Grande.
More importantly,
That's
keep
what I'm
golf
saying.
courses than people.
Yeah,
I like the parts of California where they're trying to decide whether or not they should put the water on the crops or for the people. And like, oh, well, you know, first off, if I was a person and you chose wrongly there, I'm probably going to damage some crops on my way down.
what the hell? Everybody will pay $1 a gallon for water.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I think crop circles, folks, need to make a comeback. I
Right.
don't know how crop circles happen or why they happen, but
Aliens.
aliens, you need to come make crop circles again because it'll totally fuck their plans. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it, aliens.
Oh my God.
And people who identify as aliens, you do you. I'm not your supervisor. Not your alien
need to
Not
supervisor.
make that joke,
I
and you're
need
not
to-
going to make it either.
I need to look and see where the water flows. Because I think as a form of protest, we could just start leaving piles of salt in places.
Yeah, that'd be bad. So,
As a form
In
of
the meantime,
protest.
when you're talking about doing things to send a message, you know, there are film personalities who are using 233,000
Yep.
gallons a month.
Yeah.
And that's one where you simply go out and cut their damn pipe. You say, bring in all you want from wherever you think you can buy it.
here's my thing. If you're rich and you are not going out of your way to make your property absorb less water and such, then fuck you.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I
We'll
will
put 'em
make
on the fucking
I will
list.
make your house be the brownest house in the world. Or you can get, you know, drought resistant plants and put rocks instead of dirt and make it look beautiful and pretty and whatever, and have small appropriate gardens that don't take a lot of water, and that's fine.
Zero
Do
schedule.
that.
You've got a great big roof. Collect the water to keep your garden green.
Oh wait, forever chemicals.
What?
I said, oh wait, forever chemicals. How do those affect plants?
Well, since there's no source that doesn't have the forever chemicals, it has no effect.
Wait, you're rich. You can afford to get drainage to clean out the forever chemicals before it goes into your wonderful yard. That's all I'm saying. Fucking spend the money wisely, you pieces of shit. Okay, so don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, heart, follow, review, smash that like button on YouTube. Go to BoomerRexTonight, no spaces on Facebook for fun memes, and a link to our Patreon. Give us $1. You can find us on YouTube as BoomerX, or check your favorite podcasting service for BoomerRexTonight. We can be found on over a dozen different platforms, including Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Samsung Podcasts. Hit us up on Twitter at BoomerXTonight, and if you Google BoomerXTonight, no spaces, all links will lead you to us. We love y'all. We'll see you back here tomorrow night for more.
That's 3 breaths. I want to hear you do it in one breath.
Tonight.
Good night.
Two, actually.